Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Want to give you guys a heads up on Green Man Gaming running a big Quakecon sale right now. Also want to give you guys a heads up on the summer sale wrapping up, and if you want to pick up any Square Enix deals, jump on that as soon as possible because the Square Enix deals will be ending tomorrow at midnight, so this is your last opportunity to do so. For those of you that are XP members, you will save an additional amount on Square Enix titles. We'll go over those prices, and we'll get to the Quakecon sale at the end of this video, but their summer sale has been absolutely loaded, beating out the majority of the deals at the Steam summer sale. Obviously, a more finite amount of deals, but still great stuff all around, so definitely let's go through that. First of all, Square Enix stuff. NieR Replicant is 68% off, down to $19.20. NieR Automata is 60% off for $16. This is if you are an XP member, which, by the way, XP membership, you just get it by buying stuff at GMG, so that's how you get that. NieR Automata is excellent. Platinum Games showed out again when it came to Automata. Excellent soundtrack as well. Obviously, NieR, as far as the soundtrack is concerned, is one of the elite franchises in all of gaming. Story is pretty good as well, albeit a little bit confusing at times, but once you play through Automata and you play it multiple times and you go through all the routes, it really comes together, and Replicant as well is quite good. I actually think Replicant is pretty darn good. Not as good as Automata, but pretty close. Like, the gameplay isn't as good, but it's still an awesome game, and the soundtrack is still absolutely tremendous. The story's good. Both games are just really solid, and I'd strongly recommend it. Obviously, when you talk about Square Enix, you gotta talk a little bit about Final Fantasy. We mentioned the FF7 remake yesterday. Go check that out. But stuff like Final Fantasy IX, 60% off for $8.40 is great. Final Fantasy 15, 60% off for $14. Now, FF15 was one of my most disappointing Final Fantasy games of all time. But first of all, I had 10 years of pent-up anticipation for this game, and, you know, from a narrative standpoint, it left a lot to be desired. Now, the PC version actually remedies some of those issues, including all of the DLC content, which does tie together the story a little bit better, and the gameplay's still solid. Visually, it's great. Soundtrack here is really solid as well. For $14, I think it's a great pickup, so would give that a look as well. Couple of other Square Enix titles. Forspoken, I'll give this a mention. It's 60% off for $28, so it's, you know, getting closer and closer to the price point where I would recommend it. $15 to $20 is really the price point where I think Forspoken would be a decent buy. There's a lot of things I absolutely despised about this game. The story, I think, is, like, throw it in the trash. It's awful. The main character's awful. The characters in general across the game are just terrible. What is good in this game is the gameplay is super flashy. The particle effects are great, and the magical abilities are fun to use. The parkour is pretty nice as well. Those elements of the game are strong. The story, again, is just terrible, and when you're talking about a Square Enix title, a Square Enix RPG as well, that's one of those elements that you would think would be better. And look, I was down on the FF15 story and narrative, and a lot of the elements that Forspoken is like a different ball game. Like, it's just awful in that regard. But $28, I think, is an okay price. I would say 15 to 20 would be the ideal price point for it, but I don't know, if you've been wanting to pick it up, that might be something you want to look at. Octopath Traveler 2 is 40% off for $36. I haven't played enough of this myself. I have a friend that played the hell out of it, put like over 50 hours in the game, and that's not even doing everything. Like, if you want 100% this game, it takes a lot. And, yeah, it's a game that has a really solid turn-based combat system. Art style is great, and for those of you that are like, why isn't Square Enix doing turn-based RPGs? They got Octopath Traveler, and that's what you should be, what you should be playing. It's fairly good in all regards, and 40% off for $36 for a game that just came out back in, I believe, February. Seems like a pretty good buy to me. Next up, Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin, 44% off for $22.39. This is obviously a Final Fantasy Souls-like. It is kind of goofy in a lot of regards. The story in this is actually terrible as well, until the ending. The ending is really well done, which is, like, wild to say. Like, most games usually fumble the bag at the ending. Stranger of Paradise, complete opposite. Like, the main story is just garbage, and then by the end, they just do something pretty cool at the end, and I'm just like, alright. You kind of redeemed yourself there. Gameplay is solid. Soundtrack's really good. At $22 for the Steam edition of the game, I think that's pretty decent. I want to give a shout to WWE 2K23, 53% off for $28.37. This just came out back in March. If you're a fan of wrestling games, it's one of the better ones that has come out in recent memory. $28.37 for that is pretty decent. Gotham Knights, 74% off at $15.30. Another one that I would recommend. It's a game that at $60 was an egregious price point, but now that it's getting cheaper and cheaper, I am much more inclined to give it a recommendation because this is the price point that you should be paying. It's not as good as the Arkham games, and obviously, even being done by WB Games Montreal. That's the studio that brought you Arkham Origins. I wouldn't even say it's as good as Arkham Origins, but as a game itself, I think it has some redeemable qualities. A lot of people really dug the story. I wasn't crazy about it. I did like the cast of characters and, you know, offering a little bit of replayability with the various characters I think was quite nice. I did the entire playthrough as Nightwing. I started a Batgirl playthrough as well, but kind of got sidetracked, you know, in the midst of that. But nevertheless, 15 and change I think is a good price. Tales of Berseria, 91% off for $4.30. I want to give this a shout because right now this game is on Steam for $9.99, so why not get it for less than half of that at $4.30? Berseria is very, very good. Great main character here, and for $4.30, great price. Dying Light Definitive Edition, 83% off for $8.50. Dying Light 1 is a classic, even though, I mean, classic as in, it's 8 years old. I think that's, you know, I can put it in the classic category. This was one of the better PC ports that you're going to come across. It ran really, really well. Parkour gameplay here is pretty good. Gameplay, I think, is stronger than Dying Light 2, and overall as a game, I think it's stronger than Dying Light 2. $8.50, great price on that. Definitive Edition gets you a ton of bonus stuff as well. Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth Complete Edition. This deal is absurd. $8.60. You get Cyber Sleuth and Cyber Sleuth Hacker's Memory. A lot of reused content and assets in both of those games, but you're still getting solid JRPGs across both, and I would definitely give it a shout at this price point of $8.60, a good buy there. Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown, 86% off for $8.26. If you're into action flight titles, this is a really good one. Ace Combat's kind of underrated in my opinion, but definitely worthwhile at this price point. Circling back to Square Enix Final Fantasy 12, the ZODIAC Age is $20. I think FF12 is a classic. Loved it. Price point's kind of high, but FF12 does have a ton of content, so maybe it's something you want to check out. And then lastly, I do want to note that there is a Quakecon sale running at Green Man Gaming as well. A lot of good deals here across the board for Bethesda titles. You've got Hi-Fi Rush, 32% off at $20.39. Fallout 4 Game of the Year Edition, 79% off at $8.50. Skyrim Special Edition, 79% off at $8.50. Fallout 76 The Pit, I mean, if you're into that, Fallout 76, that is $8.50. Elder Scrolls Online stuff, Deathloop at $12.75. Kind of a pretty decent deal there as well. Doom 2016, $4.25. Dishonored 2, $5.10. Ghostwire Tokyo, 72% off for $16.83. That's an excellent deal for a game that's still, you know, kind of recent. It came out early 2022. I enjoyed it. They kind of fumbled the bag with the story in that game as well towards the end, which was unfortunate, but, you know, overall, I like the ambiance, the atmosphere of that game. They did really well in that regard. Evil Within, obviously, on sale as well. Evil Within 2 for $6.80 is a really good deal, so, Prey 2017 as well, $6.38 for that is great. But that is going to do it for me. Again, links to all of these deals in the description box below. Go support our good friends at Green Man Gaming. Remember, if you do buy anything, I get a little bit of an affiliate kickback, which is much appreciated, but that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below, and as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.